David stood on the battlefield, his eyes surveying the horizon where armies once gathered with might and fury. He knew too well that the strength of men could fail, and the bravery of soldiers could crumble like dry clay under the weight of fear. But in his heart echoed words that became his eternal song. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." It was not armor, nor sword, nor the number of men that gave him peace. His confidence came from the God who never failed. As he journeyed through the darkest valleys, places where shadows of death lingered and whispers of defeat sought to pierce his soul, David did not tremble. Fear tried to take root, but faith grew stronger. "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." Why? Because the presence of the Lord was closer than breath, nearer than his heartbeat. The rod and staff of his shepherd became his comfort, guiding his steps when the path was unclear and defending him when enemies rose against him. Time and again, David found himself surrounded by opposition. Jealous kings, fierce warriors, and even betrayal from those close to him. Yet in the very presence of these enemies, the Lord set a table of victory before him. What man thought was his end became his rising. What looked like shame turned into honor. Oil flowed upon his head, anointing him for greatness, and his cup of blessings overflowed beyond measure. David's testimony was more than poetry. It was a truth carved in fire and trial. He learned that armies may fail and soldiers may scatter, but the Lord remains faithful forever. The shepherd who led him from the fields of Bethlehem to the throne of Israel was the same God who stood by him in caves, deserts, and battlefields. Surely goodness and mercy would follow him all the days of his life, and his dwelling would always be in the house of the Lord. Thus David declared with unshakable faith, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." God provides abundantly even in the midst of enemies. God can bless and elevate us in front of those who oppose or despise us. The lesson is to keep faith even when surrounded by opposition. God can lift us up in their sight. God's goodness and mercy are lifelong. David affirms that God's goodness and mercy will follow him all his days. The moral is that when we walk with God, his blessings are not temporary but continual, and our final dwelling will be with him forever. Please like and leave a comment. If you're not following us, you probably will not see us again. Follow for more. Follow for